Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Brunchstream. I'm Ramblin Deano. Glad you can all be here. I'm a little tired and have a little scratchy voice this morning as I had Waco Brothers gig last night at lovely Fitzgerald's in Berwyn, Illinois. It was a rainy night, so not that many people showed up, but the rain miraculously stopped about, very shortly into our set, and the weather was actually quite nice in the end. And so the people who, the people who came there ended up with a pretty great experience because there were so few of them. And they were quite spread apart, and but they were a great crowd, very responsive. People got up and danced and stuff, and it's great to feel live music starting to happen again, even if it's just outdoors and distanced in the rain at this point. Hello, Dave. Hello, Trish. Hello, Martin. Hello, Tony, and Barry, of course. So, yes, I have a new haircut. For any of you who don't join me on my morning shows, I am vaccinated. So I got the Johnson & Johnson, one and done. And so in 2 weeks, I'll be free to roam about the country. And I'm looking forward to that. But although I won't be roaming around the country for some time. So today's show, songs about the sinking of the Titanic. This just came kind of by accident. I was looking through my one of my bluegrass and rural mountain music books, looking for an artist to perhaps cover. Came across this song recorded by Ernest Stoneman in 1924 about the Titanic, and then then I remembered that there's a Blind Willie Johnson song about the sinking of the Titanic that I really love, and it just developed into a theme from there. So fun. I get to play some blues and kind of mountain stuff, and this is, let's start with that Ernest Stoneman song called The Titanic. Most of the country or, hillbilly music versions of the, songs about the Titanic all come down to the wrath of God and the arrogance of man, thinking that he could build a ship that could not be sunk. Well, God showed him. Man, that is. Let's see. Now I'm trying to remember the melody of this one. It was on Monday morning, just about one. Now I'm singing this like a blues. I can't sing this like a blues. Boy, I'm blanking on this one. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna do it. This is driving me nuts. Okay, I'm gonna come back to this one, and I hope that the melody comes back to me. And I'm gonna do my favorite of these songs right off the bat, which is the Blind Willie Johnson song, "God Moves on the Water." Now, I've heard a lot of different versions of this, and Blind Willie didn't actually sing the words "God moves on the water." He didn't sing "on the water," but I like inserting "on the water" where he just sings "ah" at some point in it. All right, this one I'm very familiar with the melody, so I'm not going to space out on you on this one. Year of 1912, April the 14th day. Great Titanic struck an iceberg, and the people had to run and pray. God moves, moves. God moves on the water, and the people had to run and pray. The gods who had been watching asleep 'cause they were tired. Then they heard the great excitement, and a gunshot was fired. God moves. God moves on the water, and the people had to run and pray. Captain Smith gave orders, women and children first. Many lifeboats piled right up, many were liable to crush. God moves. God moves on the water, and the people had to run and pray. Many had to leave their happy home, all that they possess. The Lord Jesus will hear us now, help us in our distress. God moves. God moves on the water, and the people had to run and pray. Women had to leave their loving ones, see about their safety. When they heard their liner was doomed, hearts did almost break. God moves. God moves on the water, and the people had to run and pray. A.J. Smith, mighty man, built a boat that he couldn't understand, named it the name of a god in 10. Without sea, Lord, he pulled it in. God moves. God moves on the water, and the people had to run and pray. Blind Willie Johnson, great song. If you find the original of that, he plays just spectacular slide guitar on that. Most of these were recorded in the 20s. One recorded in the 30s. Okay, I'm gonna try this Titanic again. This is sometimes recorded as it was sad when that great ship went down. It was on Monday morning, just about 1 o'clock. The great Titanic began to reel and rock. Then people began to cry, saying, Lord, I'm gonna die. It was sad when that great ship went down. It was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. When they were building the Titanic, they said what they could do. They were gonna build a ship that water could not go through. But God with his mighty hand showed the world it could not stand. It was sad when that great ship went down. It was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. When they left England, they were making for the shore. The rich, they declared they would not ride with the poor. So they sent the poor below, and they was the first to go. It was sad when that great ship went down. It was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. And the people on the ship were a long ways from home, with friends around them, time had come. Lord, death came riding by, 1,600 had to die. It was sad when that great ship went down. It was sad when that great ship went down. Husbands and wives, little children lost their lives. It was sad when that great ship went down. God with his mighty hand showed to the world it could not stand. How dare you, said God, declare that your ship is unsinkable? I'll show you. That's a consistent theme in these, these things. So, next up, by the way, I'm drinking a Lagunitas IPA today, but I'm drinking it in this. I don't know if any of my Canadian friends are with me today, but I'm drinking in this Turf Festival koozie, which reminded me of some good times that we had at that wonderful festival that my pals Tara and JC so lovingly put together, the Toronto Urban Roots Festival, but it was difficult to turn a profit, so that's no longer, sadly. Anyway, looking forward to getting back to Toronto in better times. This is a Leadbelly song. Apparently the first song he learned to play on 12-string guitar, according to him. This inserts an interesting element into the story because it talks about how the famous boxer Jack Johnson was refused passage on the Titanic, and this became a kind of urban legend in African American society, and you know, there's a certain sense of justice in that the ship went down because the racist captain would not allow the great Jack Johnson aboard. So it doesn't out and out say that. He probably couldn't get away with that, but as one blog post on it pointed out about it, he seems to sing with a great deal of glee about a ship going down. It was midnight on the sea, band playing near my God to thee, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. It was midnight on the sea, band playing near my God to thee, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Titanic, when it got its load, captain hollered all aboard, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Titanic, when it got its load, captain hollered all aboard, Titanic, fare thee well, fare thee well. Jack Johnson wanna get on board, captain saying I ain't hauling no coal, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Jack Johnson wanna get on board, captain said I ain't hauling no coal, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Titanic was sinking down, had lifeboats all around, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Titanic was sinking down, had lifeboats all around, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. lifeboats all around, saving women, children, letting men down, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. There's lifeboats all around, women and children letting men go down, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Jack Johnson heard the mighty shock, might have seen that rascal doing the Eagle Rock, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Jack Johnson heard the mighty shock, might have seen that rascal doing the Eagle Rock, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. When the women and children got to land, cried, Lord mercy on my man, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Women and children, they got to land, crying, Lord have mercy on my man, crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Crying, fare thee Titanic, fare thee well. Yeah, baby. So yeah, I mean, Jack Johnson want to get on board. Captain said, I ain't hauling no coal. I mean, that's a pretty hard verse there. And I don't know what this verse actually means. The original way it was written and sung is, Jack Johnson heard the mighty shock, might have seen that black rascal doing the Eagle Rock. And I don't know what that black rascal doing the Eagle Rock means, but Leadbelly making a little social commentary there. All right. This was recorded by a group called the Dixon Brothers that I'm not really familiar with, but another early mountain music recording. And this is called Down with the Old Canoe. And this has a very, very specific let the Lord guide you kind of message that they gleaned from this tragedy, apparently. It was 25 years ago when the wings of death came low and spread out on the ocean far and wide. A great ship sailed away with her passengers so gay to never, never reach the other side. Sailing out to win her fame, the Titanic was her name. When she sailed 500 miles from shore, many passengers and crew went down with that old canoe. They all went down to ride nevermore. This great ship was built by man, that is why she could not stand. She could not sink, was the cry from one and all. But an iceberg ripped her side and it cut down all her pride. They found the hand of God was in it all. Sailing out to win her fame, the Titanic was her name. When she had sailed 500 miles from shore, many passengers and crew went down with that old canoe. They went down to ride nevermore. Your Titanic sails today on life's sea or far away, for Jesus Christ can take you safely through. Just obey his great command, over there you'll safely land. You'll never go down in that old canoe. Sailing out to win her fame, the Titanic was her name. When she'd sailed 500 miles from shore, many passengers and crew went down with that old canoe. They all went down to ride nevermore. When you think that you are wise, then you need not be surprised that the hand of God should stop you on life's sea. If you go on in your sin, then you'll find out in the end that you are just as foolish as can be. Sailing out to win her fame, the Titanic was her name. When she sailed 500 miles from shore, many passengers and crew went down with that old canoe. They went down to ride nevermore. They went down to ride nevermore. Yeah, the heavy gospel message there. You know, I thought it was Jesus' old man that was the mean, wrathful one. You know, I mean, but the message, religious messages that you see over and over, it's like, be good or you'll get yours. You know, I always thought that was a bit more Old Testament than New, but I don't know. What do I know about religion? Not much. I'm gonna have a drink of this fine beer out of my turf koozie. All right. This was recorded by a couple guys, Charlie Jordan and Henry Brown, in 1932, and this is called Titanic Blues. It was early one morning, just about 4 o'clock. It was early one morning, just about 4 o'clock. When that old Titanic began to reel and rock. Took his glasses, walked out to the front. Captain Smith took his glass and he walked out to the front. And he spied the iceberg coming, oh Lord, have to bump. Some was drinking, some was playing cards, and some was drinking, some was playing cards, and some was in their corner praying to their God. Little children crying, mama, mama, what shall we do? Little children crying, mama, mama, what shall we do? Captain Smith said, children, I'll take care of you. and the band all playing near my God to thee. I don't know. I felt a little blues hammer doing that one. a little too much of a white Milwaukee Pollock to totally pull off straight blues, I think. It's probably best I stay away from it. And I will move on. So I have one more song. This is not a song about the sinking of the Titanic. This is a relationship song written by my pal Lonesome Bob Chaney. And in one of his live streams, I asked him if he would play it, and he didn't get around to it. So I guess I got to take care of it myself. That doesn't sound good. That sounds better. It's called Waltzing on the Titanic. It's late in the day. There's not much to say as we sit here and stare at the sky. With this one sunset, let's just forget the mess we made of our lives. Trouble and pain are all that remain of a love that once burned so bright. But tonight let's just be you here with me in the glow of today's fading light. Waltzing on the Titanic, dancing around and around, staring into each other's eyes. We won't see this ship going down. We've gone through our things and taken off our rings, and this house is no longer our home. But the blessed release of this one moment's peace is the sweetest that I've ever known. Waltzing on the Titanic, dancing around and around, staring into each other's eyes. We won't see this ship going down. I'm looking at you, wishing I knew where in the world we went wrong. But tonight let's just hide, stand side by side, for tomorrow it all will be gone. Waltzing on the Titanic, dancing around and around, staring into each other's eyes. We won't see this ship going down. And we're waltzing on the Titanic, and we both know that this is the end. So let's just keep on dancing, 'cause we'll never be here again. Waltzing on the Titanic by the great Lonesome Bob Chaney. pal of mine. Martin went for curry with Lonesome Bob. That must have been fun. So that's all the previously unplayed stuff I have for you today, but I thought I'd wrap up this somewhat shorter than usual show with the Lonesome Bob song that you all know the best. I don't play it too often on my shows, but it's always a part of the Waco Brothers set, and this is our big regional hit. I'm in the deep cloud of wonder, thick as the blood in my veins. It's a spell I've been under. You're running around in my brain like headlights through the mountains in the rain. All my senses playing tricks, making me think that you're here. I smell your body, taste your skin. I look out and you disappear. Speak your name and wonder if you can hear. Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily scenes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? Now there are times when I'm just driving, smelling the sweet summer air, like a flash, a distant lightning, faint as a wisp of your hair. Is it a memory, or are you calling from somewhere? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily scenes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? There's so much more to life than we can touch and see. There's a lie, baby, in the middle of belief. Now I know that connection as well as I know my own name. But tonight, the only question is whether you're feeling the same. Well, I could call you and know for sure, but I kinda like riding on this mystery train. Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily schemes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? Do you think about me? Do you think about me? When you're all alone, when you're miles from home, do you think about me? Or do you think about me? Do you think about me? In your daily schemes, in your private dreams, do you think about me? Well, all right. Lonesome Bob. Two great songs from my pal Lonesome Bob. You know, it goes to show that you can be a fantastic songwriter and still remain completely under the radar, which is sad, but just a fact of life. But if you want to help Lonesome Bob out, both of those songs are on an album he recorded in the 90s called Things Fall Apart, but he continues to write great songs, and I don't know if he has a Bandcamp page or not, but go find some Lonesome Bob material and purchase it. And help a brother out. And that brings us to the end of my show today. And I always, as always, thank you so much for being here. And thank you so kindly for all your wonderful tips and donations and subscriptions and whatnot. And just your general support and friendship. We're all, I'm not going to stop any of this stuff even once it becomes completely safe for everyone to go out to clubs and everything again. I still think there's going to be a place for a lot of this live streaming after we return to blah 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 normal. You know, I'm happy to continue having you as my Sunday morning friends and my weekday morning friends, and we'll see how it goes once everybody's able to get together again. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow morning for coffee and a song. Have yourself a great Sunday. Have a nice drink and something good to eat. Love y'all. Bye-bye.